Hey, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Sorry, I gotta get this all set up nicely. After work, I ate some garlic chicken and fried rice, some avocado ice cream. Then I passed out. Then I woke up, drinking some water. Then I saw my package. And I'm like, oh no! The weather, freaking weather, man. Well, that's just disappointing. Very, very sad. I'm like, ah. Of course, it's my package in particular. Ah, well, maybe I can fix it. Or I can say it's a battle-worn item, yes. It survived everything on the way here, and that's why it looks like that. I'm scared of opening up the cardboard. The cardboard's kind of moist. Maybe I should wait for it to dry out, and then hope for the best. Just, ooh, ah. Ooh, maybe I wasn't sure. I'll ask. I'll be like, hi, by any chance, is it possible to get another one? Here's proof. I'll take a better picture of it so then that way they can see my name and stuff on it. So then, ta-da! So sad though. I jinxed it. Hello. I feel like I jinxed that package. Like, oh no, weather. And of course, weathered. Oh well. Time to finish Unto the Radiance. Time to bonk Pavel. So, drawn steel, our hearts are one as you wish. Dear. As Pavel walks into the hall, he contemplates for a second over whether or not to step onto the fancy carpet. More fancy carpet! For how accustomed he has become to the yellow zones, he almost forgot what the air in the green zones even smells like, and has thus developed a fear bordering disgust towards all this lavishness. But ultimately, he puts his foot forward and walks towards the ridiculously large conference table placed in the middle of the carpet. Seated at the head of the table is the very man who holds Pavel's fate in his hands. The man gawks at the table full of delight, like a ravenous lion, only to be struck with a great annoyance, decision paralysis. Oh gosh, Rurik Gerard. This guy.
Oh, here you are. Please, tell me you've showered.
Pavel, you stink.
It's an honor to be received by you in person, sir. I completed a thorough personal hygiene routine. Yeah, good. Come sit closer then. Yeah, right there. By the way, I've got some good news and some bad news for you. The bad news is, your mother died in prison last month.
Last month? And you're only telling him now? Pavel braces himself against such earth-shattering revelation and stares at the man who just delivered the news with such nonchalance. There's neither malice nor sympathy in Rurik's voice, nothing but the kind of impatience reserved for trivial, time-wasting matters. The burly and rude man shifts to a more comfortable position and looks at Pavel.
The good news is, your father's still kicking, because it all comes down to how tough you are.
I don't think that's good news. That's like normal news. You'd assume that they'd be alive. Like, dude. So bad news, your mom's dead. Good news, your dad isn't.
Is that so? As R&D officers of the Neo-Soviet Union, your parents had their heyday. Shame that the world today doesn't really treat people like them kindly, isn't it? That's not something someone like me ought to comment on. However, my parents were just following orders. They opposed the peace agreement and the restoration of diplomatic relations because my father believed it was nothing but a blatant betrayal of the martyrs who sacrificed their lives in the war. A sugar-coated lie. Sure, but that's all in the past now. No need to waste time on all that rhetoric. I've got another meeting to attend. I called you over because I heard that you were putting in good work in the yellow zones, pulling strings everywhere, trying to clear your father's name right. You flatter me. My parents, my father, the allegations against him were completely baseless. Claims like embezzling research funds or supporting terrorism, those allegations only persist because the NSU archives are still classified, and since my father worked at OKB Smolin, right? You know about it? Look, kid, stop bribing URNC officials. It's pointless. You'll never prove your father's innocence to the URNC or the New Order or that Griffin Lyons motherfucker, for God's sake. There are simply too many fall guys like your old man, all crying foul play, all trying to clear their names. But if you can somehow prove OBK Smolin actually existed, and that its projects weren't some made-up fantasy, then perhaps Gerard's influence can help him regain his freedom sooner rather than later. I understand. Thank you so much. How can I repay you? Everything.
Everything?
The facility, all the equipment and research data in it. We'll take everything. Also, I know you've had a hand in arms trafficking. Here's a list of who you can, can't, and must sell to. No more guesswork from now on. As some might say, the Yellow Zones need some rules. Understood. I'll do my best.
Faced with Rurik's outrageous demands, Pavel only bows his head. He knows he stands no chance in the moment. No matter how crass Rurik looks, he could easily crush Pavel and the innocent Viola with a mere twitch of his finger.
Here's some advice. Start looking for your father's research. There's got to be something unless he really was just an inept, corrupt official. Gerard will give you some start funds, plus surplus equipment seized by the URNC. That said, it would be a mistake to treat this as an investment. Think of it more as time your father has left. Should you fail to bring back what I want in due course, I'm afraid you'll really end up an orphan. I won't disappoint you, sir. Alright, you can go now.
So when does this event take place? Let me quickly go over the plan. I'll draw the enemy's attention from the front, use this chance to circle around and infiltrate the warehouse. All these Sanguis units must have a central control server acting as the root of their management system. Destroy that, and they'll be done for. Like, when was the last time that Pavel was in contact with Gerard? We also need to seek out War Master and strategist's whereabouts. The War Master is no doubt in grave shape, but the strategist undoubtedly has a plan. So long as the sliver of hope remains, the hero shall never give up on their compatriots. Lastly, whatever's inside that server we brought, blowing it up now will surely save us a lot of trouble. Although I'd still appreciate an opportunity to speak with Mr. Pavel, rescuing Dilu and your comrades comes first. Let's move. Bang, bang, bang! Liushi knocks out several Goliaths moving along their programmed patrol path, triggering a chain reaction. Taking advantage of when the automaton's visions are obscured by dust kicked aloft, Bishop Naya and Phelan slip into the base while Liushi plans on how to further draw the enemy's attention. Bishop Naya, Phelan, everything proceeding as planned? We're in, General. Yes, we're heading toward the warehouse. Now it's up to you to keep their attention off us, Liushi. Got it. Liushi takes a deep breath and pops out a cover. Hey everyone, look over here! Bang bang! Following rapid trigger pulls, several light automatons slow down instantly. The alerted sentries all direct their guns towards Liushi and immediately start shelling her position. At the same time, Bishop Naya and Phelan proceed rapidly toward the warehouse's coordinates. In order to remain concealed, they move through a narrow corridor formed by containers. I think I just heard something. Phelan stops abruptly. Bishop Naya, watch out above! Mwah! Almost as soon as Phelan shouts out, Bishop Naya raises her rifle and fires. Bang! The bullet punches through the core of the automaton hidden on top of the container before it's the time to alert others. Phew, that was close. True to the keen sense of yours. Fox Maiden. Thou saw a mouse mired in the shadows nigh. Blah! My frame doesn't have that kind of a feature. But... Phelan flicks her ears, perplexed. It is kind of strange. Even with Liushi drawing their attention, there are too few sentries near the warehouse. Who's to say that the Demon King's minions find themselves wanting of ammunition? Look, the treasury of the Demon King stands right before us. Coming into view is a warehouse looming in the shadows. The two pick up their pace and reach its entrance under the cover of smoke. The electronic lock of the door is flashing red. It's locked? Fox Maiden, step back! Bishop Naya raises her gun and fires at the lock's control panel. Bang! Well, that's how we'd open it! Offense. As the lock is wrecked, the heavy door creaks ajar, followed by the dolls kicking it wide open. Don't move! Hand over stuff! As well as the War Master and the War Mount. Eh? Phelan sweeps across the warehouse, but the scene of the Pegasus tower, the Pegasus towing the server, and a panicking Pavel she envisioned is but a fleeting illusion. Aw, panicking Pavel would be funny. Instead, sunlight pours in through the ceiling vents, illuminating drifting dust. Only silence greets them. Yushinaya freezes awkwardly in place with her gun held in a weird pose. It's empty? Oh no! Despite their lightning-fast reaction, the heavy blast door still slams shut behind them, sealing their way out. Yushinaya immediately aims at the vent, blasting open an exit with a few shots. At the same time, explosions go off beneath their feet. Yushinaya grabs Phelan and throws her at the vent. Just in time before the floor collapses. Fox Maiden, I leave the rest to thee! Wait! Before she could finish, Phelan sees Yushinaya fall into a swarm of combat automatons, empty-handed. Ah! Still, Yushinaya cracks the head unit of one trying to backstab her wide open with her elbow, while sending another one trying to tackle her flying with a kick. Great job, hero! Even with her covering fire, Phelan cannot stop Yushinaya from being overwhelmed and dragged away. No! She then escapes through the blown open vent onto the roof. Taking advantage of the distraction, she drops the few automatons giving chase to Liushi and waves at her. Kill the trap! We've got Yushinaya! I'm coming! Liushi slings her rifle and leans into a sprint. Using a disabled Sanguis doll as a springboard, she hops into the roof and grabs Phelan's hand. Together, they land back in the warehouse and make short work of a few stragglers. We're low on ammo. Let's rescue Yushinaya and pull out. So wait a second. A disabled Sanguis doll as a springboard. Vitusa? Ooh? Yeah. We can't lose her as well. I'll take point. You cover me. After fierce resistance, Yushinaya's frame starts to shower sparks to the damage and her joints are overheating. Her skill and specs have kept her going thus far, but the overwhelming odds are bound to prevail eventually. The short-haired doll bites her teeth, looking for the opportunity for a last Hail Mary. Just as her arm is about to be torn off, an Aegis Deadeye, developed using Sanguis Fairy technology, suddenly fires. The scorching energy beam instantly vaporizes several of its allies' cores. On the opposite side, two claymores turn their blades on their allies, impaling the bulwark that was tearing Yushinaya apart, freeing the latter. The unexpected development feels strangely familiar, and Yushinaya excitedly utters that fondly given nickname. Strategist? The Sanguis dolls do not respond, only gesture for her to follow. You wish for me to follow thee? Lead the way, O strategist! Under the automaton's lead, they fight through several blast doors, ultimately reaching a large open space where a sweeper is being held. Her joints have been disabled, and she is chained down like a caged beast. War Master! No! Yushinaya moans and bawls as she drops to her knees, slamming her fists into the ground. But the automatons following her simply walk up, pull out their power cords, and plug them into Sleeper's body. Moments later, the lead Sanguis fairy doll's eyes light up once more, and she immediately throws Yushinaya a sharp look despite her frail state. I'm not dead yet. Get me out of here! Well, could this very well be? The great spell of resurrection? It's called recharging. These units don't have much juice left. I need to get myself back to... A hail of bullets rain down on the position. The friendly automatons jump in to shield the two, and are instantly shredded to pieces. Rip. Yushinaya reacts right away, despite not even recognizing the source of inspiration for her next actions. Perhaps such instinctual impulse once came to her in a dream, or rather, somewhere deeper than her level 2. She picks up Sleeper's frame by her legs, using the blade protruding from her forehead to impale an enemy's automaton's core. What in tarnate? With her limbs locked in place, Sleeper turns her head around and sees her body being flung around like a sword by Yushinaya. I love that. One after another, enemies are cleaved in half through their combined efforts. Oh, I wish they made this into an animated scene. This would have been so good as a cutscene. Don't worry, War Master. We'll fight as one. Who wants to fight as one with you? I want to see this. I hope someone drew fan art, because that is beautiful. I love the thought. I would want to do that if I had the talent, if anything, stick figure. Take this! They removed Sanguis series, War Master Hurricane Flash! Hey, quit spinning around, Yushinaya. Do you think I'm a boomerang or something? There's an opening at 2 o'clock. Should we try to stage a breakout there? As you wish, War Master. I'll lead you out of this nest of devils. Swing the girl. Wee! That is so cute. We should not just carrying VTubers around. Or in this case, Sweeper, Nixie. And now to go. Time to be good. Time to eliminate everyone or escape. Decision. So choose peace or violence. I think I'm choosing peace. Wow. My team decides to be nice. Despite the Griffin days being ages ago, Liu Xi and Fei Lin advanced with flawless coordination. Covering one another, they pressed forward with maximum efficiency, searching for Dushivnaya's whereabouts. Their effort is soon rewarded as Dushivnaya can be seen breaking through the automatons while swinging his sweeper around, now heading toward the direction. General! Fox Maiden! I found the War Master! Don't swing me around like that! Yeah! Is she swinging someone? It's a long story, but she's our comrade. Now, do we retreat or do we keep searching for Dilu and the control module? Wait, Nixie, where's the server we brought? VTuber's working on it. Without Pavel's key, taking over a few units is our absolute limit. There's nothing we can do then. Let's retreat. I have a bad feeling about this. As if these are all part of Pavel's scheme to lure us in. War Master! War Master! Is the strategist still inside you? Don't worry about the idiot. And can you put me down first? After a hard-fought breakthrough, 3 dolls and 1 sword finally escaped, making their way back to their ATVs. We made it. This many skirmishes in one day may prove too much, even for the hero. I can barely fathom the battles the General and the Khan normally endure. Could it be because this is the Demon King's lair? We've clashed with Pavel before, but I had no idea he had this many Sangha's machines. I wonder if he received outside help, or worse. As they converse, Sweeper regains control of her full body with Liu Xi's help and slowly sits up. Dushivnaya. I shall never forget that humiliation I just suffered. War Master? We can still talk this through. Quit messing around. What did you do for Pavel, Nixie? I reactivated the control module for him, that's it. His encryption key mentioned something called a Pegasus. A mechanical walker. It's a decent machine, but nothing to write home about. I think he's after what's inside the prototype storage. Logs, data, coordinates, whatever. Even though we've come this far, I still can't believe that your friend is a Sangha doll. Last time we fought alongside them was still under the commander. Hey, please don't forget about me. Nice to meet you, Miss Lucy. I'm Vitusa, the commander's favorite, as well as Nixie's manager. The commander's favorite. Stop popping out randomly. You don't your job or what? Give me some time, okay? I need to greet our new friend first. Nice to meet you, Miss Vitusa. Strategist? What have you been up to? Helping you. Remember those automatons that I took control of? I also recorded the entirety of that glorious combination bayonet maneuver of yours. Anyway, we need to regroup fast. I saw in Pavel's plan that his forces are gathering around Miss Liu Xi's outpost. Only now, Liu Xi remembers to check her communicator that had been jammed while they were in Pavel's base. A message from Jisui. Wing Cavalier's outpost has been attacked? Blast it. We must return at once. Well, at least my boy Luke is fine. For now, if somehow out of everyone Luca goes down, I'll be upset. Okay. The flashback was probably when Ridgemar was probably when he was introducing Rebel's story event or before. Because yeah, I was like, Gerard? How long ago was this, Pavel? Touchstone. Your worth as gold or dross will be tested in fire and conflict. Flame. In the kitchen, Jisui is full of energy, busy cooking one dish after another. Yet all of a sudden, she feels as if she's lost all motivation. She unties her apron and steps outside. Standing by the doorway, she closes her eyes and enjoys the breeze. Winds blowing by seem to whisper memories of the past. FNC and SPAS-12 argue over who should rule the cafeteria. Someone jokingly shouts, AK-15 is a true master chef, and everyone bursts into laughter. Jisui smiles too. Jisui? What's wrong, feeling tired? Not at all. So have you made up your mind? Do we leave and keep looking for the commander, or do we stick around and make sure everyone here can at least survive? If it's the latter, we'll need at least 2 years to build this place up. We won't be able to focus on finding the commander then. Until then. Is it really okay to leave the decision up to me? It's your money, of course it's your call. Or are you planning to leave it to me? I want to see the commander. I really do. But whenever I think about what would happen once you left, these people won't be able to fend off the elites. That whatever little supplies they could scavenge will be plundered by bandits. I just can't bring myself to leave. I'm sorry, Jisui, but I must stay. At least until the people of Cliffwatch Town can look after themselves. It's a great call. I'm all for it. But weren't you just reminiscing about Griffin earlier? It's not as if we'll never be able to see everyone again. We're just delaying that day a little longer. Plus, we'll even earn the commander's approval if we help more people out. It's just the right thing to do. Can I really handle this? I'm far from competent, unlike Miss Springfield or 416, who are such great aid to the commander. Can start learning today. Install every management plugin and operations module you can find. But we're still just dolls. Well, people are willing to bear with us now. Do you think they'll continue to accept our leadership in the long run? If they don't, we'll just leave and go find the commander, like we planned from the beginning. Jisui, you're amazing. It's like nothing phases you. Not at all. I just believe that, as long as people can still sit at the same table and eat together, no conflict is too great to resolve. The dining table is a place of warmth. The more people are seated, the warmer it is, provided there's enough food for everyone to feast on. Let's work hard, starting right now, Liushi. First, we need a big enough table, then we'll fit it with everyone's favorite dishes. If something sad, upsetting, or unbearable happens, we'll smile and settle it at the table together as one family. I really miss those meals with the commander around. I'm gonna cook up a feast and stuff her full once we find her. Ooh, yes please, food please. Even after some time, Pavel has yet to recover from the anxiety induced by the situation, alarmingly staring at the doll on the ground. For his past self, dolls are nothing more than high-performance machines. No matter how human they felt, or they act, imitations are what they'll forever be known as. But just a moment ago, in those brief moments before the shutdown, this doll evoked in him a sense of dread that not even Rurik Gerard managed. A true sense of dread that encompassed his existence. That what that mere doll might be was his better. Definitely better! Now, the T-doll who evoked that emotion, that inferiority he undoubtedly felt, lies motionless, her working fluid pouring out like blood and slowly seeping into the ground.
You've gotta be fucking kidding me.
Pavel shivers uncontrollably, fear and anger mixed into the adrenaline driving his muscles forward as he raises his gun and makes a beeline towards Jisui. Why? Excuse you? Enough, big brother.
Move aside, Viola.
Did you see? She's running out of order. I won't forgive you if you keep hurting her, even if you're my brother.
You've gotten attached to a doll. Have you forgotten? Griffin has always been a part of those who dashed Mom and Dad's dream. These two might have very well served as their henchmen back then.
But they also saved your life.
Tisk. So now you want to be friends with them again. Even dolls aren't that naive, Viola. There are consequences for betrayal, you know. It's something you'll never outrun for the rest of your life. Since I owe the success of this operation to you, I'll let it slide this time. But I hope you can remember what all our efforts have been for.
I know.
We'll get some rest. We've got a lot on our plates next. I already found the coordinates of OKB Smolin inside Pegasus Mark I's database. It's not far from here. Once we find the facility and get in touch with the conglomerate, Dad will finally be free.
But brother, that obnoxious old geezer from Gerard, that Rurik, isn't he already dead? Will the conglomerate still need us?
Of course not, nor would they want a crumbling facility in the middle of the yellow zones, unless it's really hiding something extremely valuable, like secret blueprints or equipment of some sort. However, before he died, all the data the OKB had to offer really piqued Mr. Ruick's interest. A number of high-ranking UNC officials once had a position there, which means the conglomerate must be looking for leverage they could use to blackmail them. And if it's not enough, I've got other plans that do not rely on the conglomerate.
Brother, did you make deals with someone else as well?
With a spoiled rich kid, yes, but at least he's somewhat reasonable, as long as I can prove myself useful. Getting Dad's conviction overturned is a piece of cake with his connections.
A spoiled rich kid? Oh gosh, who are you talking to, Pavel? Is it another punchable face? Oh no. A certain blonde?
Of course, nothing comes without a price tag for that. I need enough influence to be seen as worthwhile in the eyes of the conglomerate. Given how fast the NSU fell apart, the production lines and manufacturing tools in the OKB must still be intact.
Yeah, that spoiled rich kid that Busty just beat up.
Once I take control of those, I won't be some random nobody anymore. As long as everything goes according to plan, Liftwatch will be the first step toward my future empire. And then, I'll stop being a pawn and finally become a player. When the day comes, I'll get to free Dad on my own terms. That's right, I'm a player, not a pawn. I just like the power now, only the powerless become puppets.
Viola looks at her brother with a heavy heart. It's clearly he's trying to convince himself more than his sister.
You get it now? I planned everything out. Just listen to your big brother, and we can get our home back.
Okay, brother. I'll listen to you. I'll do whatever you say. Sleeper Dushavnaya, Phelan, and Liushi managed to commandeer an off-road vehicle. Driven by Dushavnaya, and with the encouraging Sleeper perched on her shoulders, they head toward the Winged Cavalier's outpost. The terrain quickly proves more challenging to traverse than expected for such a vehicle, especially when compared to the steel steed's mobility. Soon, the four ditch the car and continue on foot. The prolonged journey makes Liushi increasingly anxious. She repeatedly attempts to reach Jisui until the moment a contact offline alert pops up. Liushi, who had been leading the group, stumbles and drops to her knees. Phelan and Dushavnaya rush to help her up. Jisui's signal is gone. Damn it! Does she have backups? Yes, but we've been so busy lately. Jisui took care of a lot of things in my stead. It's been a while since she last backed up. If her core got destroyed, she'll lose a lot of memories. If only it stayed at the outpost. Stop. Liushi! Bossy told me this before. The moment we start thinking in what-ifs, there'll never be an end to it. So let's leave that until everything's over. Phelan. Liushi looks at the doll, even smaller than her, and nods. Noticing her shivering, Phelan gently holds her hand. Dushavnaya instead turns around and gives Liushi a motherly embrace, even with the metallic arm's overwhelming force triggering her pain sensors. Liushi accepts this warmth. Thank you, everyone. What a touching moment. Let's join them, Nixie. Shut up. As if it wasn't your fault that things went up Ship Creek in the first place. Hey, don't worry for this mess, or I'll send that footage of you being used as a corrosion doll blade plus 25 to the commander. Don't you dare! Anyway, with the current circumstances, we don't have enough firepower to retake the outpost. The commander said that we could call it Elmo for Elmo backups when needed. I think it's the right time to do that. Asking a human for help? That's an utter disgrace. Don't you have any pride? In the current situation, even one or two more dolls is all it takes to turn things around. Get us Waymastina, and she can handle them all. I know, right? When we get Victus as a sword weapon skin. We can't rely on Waymastina every time. Besides, she's on a mission of her own. Let's call Klukai over. Oh, and as long as we keep the commander in the dark about this, it doesn't count as asking for help, does it? That works, I guess? While dolls argued, Liushi's communicator suddenly beeps again. That's a Winged Cavalier's distress signal? Number 1 meta doll is cheating. Number 2 meta doll is very gay. Liushi pulls herself through the pain of losing Jisui in response to the signal. Luca, be safe!
Damn it, this truck is such a pain to drive.
Shut up. Keep driving or we'll end up down there. Ah, it's our Hell Raider. Racing at full speed through the mountain road, they see the truck full of doll frames, driven by the two winged cavaliers, mechanics, being chased by a horde of elids. Luca, Ivana! It's the boss. Thank God we're saved! Ryushi doesn't hesitate and charges straight at the enemies. Baily and Dushibnaya immediately follow suit. I'm all out. Sleeper, you're up. Ah, perfect timing. I've been itching to do this. Leave it all to me. Stress relief? Must be nice. Some good exercise after being tied up. Great job. Wow, it's all Sleeper's doing. Look at how professional she is. Really sweeping up the place. Oh yeah, earlier today I was tempted to film my bro and his friends watching Spider-Man, but oh well. I decided nah. Especially since they're gonna watch it at 6 something, so yeah, nah. Happily ate my fried rice and garlic chicken afterwards. Yum. Hopefully the mood is good. I was tempted to say buy a large popcorn and then bring me back leftovers, but it might be soggy, so no. I don't want soggy popcorn.
We're saved, as expected of the boss and her comrades.
Wah, Hell Raider, I've missed you. Stop giving the truck nicknames, you dork. Now you'll get upset if it gets blown up. Luca, Ivana, are you alright? Where's everyone else? Realizing there are only 2 of them, Ryushi clutches her fist. With anxiety and fear crawling onto her face, she dreads the worst-case response she's about to hear.
Everyone's fine.
Really? Phew. We need to regroup quickly then. Where are they now?
But they all left.
Left? They abandoned you and Jisui? No, of course not. We didn't want to end up like this either, but when Luke and I proposed we should go find you, someone said there's no way we could win, without our weapons or our steeds. Many others agreed. No one wanted to take any further risks, so they just disbanded. I see. See? That's human nature for y'all. When things get tough, they only think of themselves and will always run away and hide. All the more so if it's for the sake of a doll. The one with the blade stuck in your... The one with the blade stuck in your skull. Keep your mouth shut if you ain't got nothing nice to say. Every winged cavalier has the utmost respect for our bosses. Especially you, Luca. Luca and Ivana, the greatest. I do wonder, why don't they... Like, why are they censor... Or not really censoring, but why are they, like, not translating some of the stuff Luca's saying? Is he, like, cussing or something? No, they do have cuss words in the game, so it's not like they're against swear words.
They were just shaken, afraid. Besides, Ivana and I are still here. As long as we're around, the Winged Cavaliers stand. Once we regroup with Boss Jisui, everything will work out in the end.
Were you calling a knife head? Calm down, he didn't say that. Jisui. Ryushi closes her eyes, reminiscing about the partner who had always stood by her side. She feels as if she had regressed to her old Griffin self, unable to do anything without relying on the commander and others. It'll take a lot of time to buy weapons now. Maybe hire a PMC then? Better yet, let's hire all of them. Right, we need to get fixed Jisui first. We'll use the best frame available this time. Ryushi? But, boss, are you okay? I'm fine. I can do this even without everyone. I can still do this because I'm not alone anymore. Not alone. Uh-huh. Of course, General. Seeing her panic, Dushibnaya grabs Ryushi's shoulders and forces her to lock eyes. You still got us. We're all the commander's dolls. The heroes shan't ever abandon their comrades, General. We fight as one. Commander's dolls? Right. The commander didn't fight for our freedom, just for us to wallow in self-pity. Ryushi closes her eyes again, takes a deep breath, then exhales. Dolls have no need to breathe, but her mind naturally imitates the way a certain someone uses to find her composure. Let's head back first. We need to confirm Jusui's condition and the outpost situation. We'll see what we've got, then decide what to do next. Good plan. Look at Dushubnaya being the best moral support. My hero! Clarion. With the bugle call, when the bugle call, the cavalry echoes across the sky, it means that hope is at hand. Cliffwatch Town Mayor.
So, the Wing Cavaliers and Mr. Pavel's PMC, I invited you over today because both of you recently proposed your own arrangements regarding Cliffwatch Town's future. As your contributions to this town speak for themselves, I hope we can set aside our differences and work together, reaching an ideal consensus here today. Miss Liushi, while the resources and capital at your disposal are impressive, you seem rather inexperienced in matters of management. Your Wing Cavaliers have failed to expand at the same rate as the town's growth. I'm afraid this will only lead to your inability to keep up with increasing security demands in the near future. My PMC, on the other hand, can adapt as needed and form a stable, mutually beneficial relationship with Cliffwatch Town.
What you're saying is that you want to recruit the town's residents into your PMC, right?
I see. Mine is quite ambitious for someone of your age, Mr. Pavel, but how exactly would that benefit Cliffwatch Town? I see. My, that's quite ambitious for someone of your age, Mr. Pavel, but how exactly would that benefit Cliffwatch Town? Choice. I don't think I need to remind you how rare it is to be able to choose for yourself in the Yellow Zones. Mokosh people spend their days slaving away at the factory. Village people fish corpses from beneath the ice sheets to survive. And so far, Cliffwatch has survived solely on its old mining industry and scavenging scraps. I have the necessary connections to bring major corporate backing. Building new production lines suited to this place is something the Orla conglomerate has been planning for a long time. They're just waiting for the right opportunity. When the time comes, I plan to invest in arsenals, military academies, and training centers. In return, everyone gets a job, and everyone gets to fill their stomachs. What do you say, Mayor? That sounds really appealing. Cliffwatch could really use...
No, it doesn't, Mr. Pavel.
What?
I'll fund Cliffwatch Town. We'll build schools, hospitals, repair roads, and ensure safe passage for all. We all know this place has abundant mineral resources. The refineries in the NSU era only fell out of use because they've been ravaged by elites and vandalized by bandits. I'll restore all of them, secure trade deals with other regions, and bring in more diverse industries. More importantly, all this will be in the hands of Cliffwatch Town itself. No outsider will have management authority or be able to meddle with any of it.
Is this some kind of joke? Do you have any idea how long it'll take for that kind of investment to break even? Yeah, Miss Liushi, what kind of return do you expect from doing that?
I don't expect anything in return.
You don't need anything? Oh, I see. No. So money isn't what you're after. Then perhaps you're looking for something more political. Say, special privileges?
The only privilege I want is for you to respect the Wing Cavaliers' autonomy. We're here to ensure the safe passage through the mountain roads. We don't need anything else. We will not force conscription either. Anyone who genuinely wants to join us is free to come whenever they want, as well as leave whenever they want.
Well then, Miss Liushi, let's take a short break first.
Sure, okay. Liushi nods calmly, completely unsuspecting of any schemes at play while the mayor and Pavel step outside. The moment they leave the room, the mayor turns to Pavel with a bitter expression.
Mr. Pavel, while I'd really love to support the conglomerate, no offer, no matter how good it is, can compete with something that's literally free.
Yep.
If money can't change your people's minds, what about fear? Then it would have to be something so petrifying that it would paralyze even the bravest of us. I doubt you can achieve that. Miss Liushi has done so much for the people of Cliffwatch Town, or Cliffwatch, these past 2 years, that we trust her almost unconditionally. She knows every resident by name, and she personally helped every one of them. And no, it's not all about her wealth. She would attend every single one of our weddings, funerals, would laugh and cry with us. Most of us have already forgotten that she's even a doll. Why don't you just say what you want to say, Mr. Mayor? I'm afraid her choice will disappoint the conglomerate, and Cliffwatch Town will miss this opportunity for prosperity. What a foolish choice. Maybe she still has money now, but her purse will eventually run dry, Have you ever considered what to do then? Well, just follow me, Mr. Mayor. You need to think rationally for the sake of the town. Get it? Rationally. That's what the URNC appointed you, don't you think?
Back inside, Liu Shi sits neatly, smiling at the two men's return.
Miss Liu Shi, we definitely see what you're capable of. But may I ask you one thing? Why are you doing all this?
To free this place from poverty. I'm content as long as Cliffwatch Town becomes a wonderful place for the people to call home.
At home? A home? That's it?
That's it.
Ah. I don't know where your luck or money came from, but you're a complete joke.
What makes you say that, Mr. Pavel?
You think humans are just like dogs, feed them and they'll become loyal. You as a friend, their idol, their hero.
I've never thought that way. I already have a hero. No one can replace her.
That's because you know jack shit about humans. You're just keeping them hooked with food, water, and shelter. The moment you fail to deliver on any of that, they'll turn their backs and leave you behind. No matter how much you've done for them, no matter how grateful they seem now, eventually their own interests will become their priority. And they'll think about how you haven't given them enough. At that point, a little temptation, a little coercion, is all it takes for them to betray you, backstab you, leaving you with nothing.
Great, Pavel. And hello. If that happens, I'll quietly take my leave. After all, I never considered this as where my journey ends.
Mayor, you said she laughed and cried alongside you, but that's just her programmed responses. She never truly felt those emotions. See how she can just walk away and leave everything behind, despite seemingly having poured her heart and soul into it, because it's all meaningless to her at the end of the day. And when you lose everything, Miss Liu Shi, I bet you won't feel a thing either. I doubt you'll ever understand what home truly means, no matter how much you wax lyrical about it. Mayor, I'll be going now.
Shut up, Pavel.
Okay, take care.
Jumping onto the truck, the group returns to the Wing Cavalier's outpost. To their surprise, Pavel's nowhere to be found. He merely stripped the outpost of all turrets, equipment, and weapons in the arsenal, leaving behind a barren and empty base. Though certain that no one would bother to stick around afterwards, or thinking that the remaining Cavaliers posed so little threat without their trusted steeds, Pavel simply left with all of his men.
Damn it, so they even took everything from the workshop. Those vultures!
All those years of hard work. Where's Liu Shi?
She's in the command room, but she's not letting anyone in, because of Boss Jisui. Those bastards!
I will never forgive Viola or that bastard Pavel. Phelan hesitates for a moment before pulling out her communicator and dialing a familiar contact. Sorry, Liu Shi and everyone. I'll have to make the call for us all. Even if that embarrasses us in front of Master, I can't let Liu Shi suffer like this. Yeah? Phelan? What's up? Busty, I have to tell Master something. Is it about Liu Shi and that scummy PMC guy? Yeah. It's about Liu Shi and that scummy... Wait, you already know? Did you know if VTuber were on call with Darling for the last hour and a half? I heard them asking for permission to set out Defy and 404 to level the entire town of Cliffwatch or something. Where have you been? After receiving the data transmitted by Dushavnaya and Fetusa, I tasked Lorelei, Leva, and Helen with digging up more intel on the matter. With the data obtained by Fetusa and Sleeper to support our findings, Leva achieved a breakthrough.
Project Pegasus, one of the many NSU military R&D programs, was eventually scrapped after its merger with the URNC. Enough units to equip 11 platoons were produced, all low-rate initial production models. Each troop was one leader paired with 32 dummies. Of the 11 troops, 10 were written off or already disposed of, only one's whereabouts are currently unknown. The project was entirely led by OKB Smolin, a covert facility not listed in any official NSU registries. Out of its numerous products, including but not limited to various models of mechanical walkers like the Pegasus, armored vehicles, and helicopters, none have any recorded combat history. As for the lead designer of the OKB Smolin, his name is Dr. Nikolai Smolin. He was a strong advocate for incorporating Sanguis Fairy technology into the NSU military. His wife helped him complete the research on many of his programs, including the Pegasus. But ultimately, the NSU became part of the URNC before any fruits of his labor ever saw service. Everything related to OKB Smolin was erased from the archives, including the facility's location. Mr. and Miss Smolin and Mr. and Mrs. Smolin were later arrested on charges of political corruption.
On the surface, he's a dissident who conspired against the government, embezzled research funds, and misappropriated state property. But these are all, of course, trumped-up charges based solely on testimony and with little to no evidence to back them up. Dr. Smolin was merely a scapegoat for those powerful figures who had taken the wrong side during the internal political strife of the time. They used him to erase any ties they had with the old Soviet military. After his arrest, all of his property was made forfeit, and his children seemed to have vanished from the face of the earth. While serving his sentence, numerous testimonies from his former students and colleagues led to repeated extensions of his term. So, Pavel and Viola are Mr. Smolin's. Viola as well. Ain't it obvious? Pavel Smolin, a mere PMC operator and an underground broker, wouldn't have rapidly risen to such prominence in its region of the Yellow Zones without this ample support from Gerard Group. Of course, he reciprocated the conglomerate's favor by playing a major role in expanding its influence in the region. He's been on quite a roll going around the Yellow Zones. The fact that he's so utterly obsessed with Cliffwatch Town and Liu Shi's ponies could only mean one thing.
Cliffwatch Town was originally most likely a closed city, housing administrative and research facilities of OKB Smolin, which explains why Liu Shi founded on the Pegasus in its vicinity, and located inside the Pegasus' data storage are coordinates for the main production facility of OKB Smolin. You're saying that Pavel did all this to clear his father's name? Then why is he picking Liu Shi and the others? It's not hard to see why. Liu Shi and her winged cavaliers are force of justice and righteousness. Do you think she would allow the conglomerate to sully the town she was done everything to protect? Well, I definitely wouldn't. Besides, even if he can't save his father right away, Pavel is most definitely planning to take advantage of the machinery and equipment left in the facility to build an even more powerful army to rule over the Yellow Zone. At this point, he'd have no choice but to strengthen his ties with the conglomerate. Like George from Makosh, Liu Shi's an obstacle he will have to face sooner or later. Right, Master. Can you give Liu Shi some comforting? She's been through a lot. Sounding's comforting can be real dangerous. If Liu Shi's neurocloud gets bricked, the fault will be with you, Phelan. Hey, can we stop with the melodrama? But indeed, it's not yet time for me to get involved. If she were still a member of Griffin, a subordinate of mine, I'd make sure to reassure her right away. No need to be in such a hurry, is there? Oh, you bet some are going to get the wrong idea if the commander starts being too kind to one specific doll. She's a leader herself now. She should rely on her own subordinates rather than me at a time like these. But everyone's already left. Only Jisui, Luca, and Ivan are still here. You mean it should be up to us to comfort her instead? Call me naive or whatever, but I still have faith in those people. Let's wait a little longer. Dushunaya, I'll have Mei-Ling on call to assist with Jisui's repairs. The operation is in your capable hands. Gotcha. The hero will successfully bring the Khan back onto the pink of health. The Khan? Also the pink of health? Ritusa, the airborne beacon will soon be in range to support you, ETA 12 hours. You may contact the bugs to adjust the signal. Okie dokie. That means you can chat with little Zoe too. Phelan, I'll leave Liu Shi to you. If the situation becomes too much to handle, the closest backup you can call on is Hyde 404 Team B. Yes, Master! With help from Ritusa, Dushunai works on Jisui's injuries. According to the engineer called Mei-Ling, someone hastily patched up Jisui's body after she was critically damaged, preventing her core from suffering irreversible degradation. Liu Shi can only think of one person who could have and would have done that. Despite both Phelan and Dushunai wanting to comfort her, Liu Shi still requests that she and Jisui be left alone until the latter wakes up. Jisui, it's just you and I again. Just like when Griffin dissolved, or when I left the Lius. I've always wanted a home, but what even is a home exactly? Hello. She closes her eyes and holds her partner's hand. Over the years, she had long buried her old, vulnerable self and carried on with a sense of duty strong enough to bear the weight of everyone's lives. But even after everything they'd been through, this was still far too excruciating for her to bear. So when Jisui, someone who had always supported her and encouraged her unconditionally, was around, she felt as if she could indulge in some of the
lackadaisical whimsy that she had 10 years ago. Hello, hello! After Miss Liu passed, her inheritance was bequeathed to me. But living alone in that huge mansion got very lonely, so I hired other dolls to keep me company despite being a doll myself. Ridiculous, just ridiculous! So I ended up joining Griffin, fighting alongside the commander and our comrades, and even joining Squad Puzzle. Even though there was no shortage of painful and frightening experiences, every day spent there was happy and fulfilling. And then, everyone was gone, and the empty Griffin became terrifying. The bright halls that once filled with laughter and joy became dark and somber. Only my footsteps echoed through them. It was scary. Ooh, happy Camp Watcher Day. Ooh! Oh man, Camp Watch is gonna be so exciting. It was to escape the fear that unease that I came to the Yellow Zone. I thought I found others just like me, people who were also afraid of loneliness and longed for a home. It's a new month, maybe they'll get better. Gotta believe in Nashville. A single crystal clear droplet falls into Jisui's hand, and Liu Shi, holding back her sobs, murmurs sorrowfully, "Aw." I never wanted any gratitude. I never thought I needed the commander's praise either. What hero, what great deeds. It's also surreal to me. I'm simply passing on what I was given to those who are in need. Isn't that the right thing to do? But Jisui, at least, please, don't leave me. Please don't betray me. Don't lie to me. Don't leave me alone in the dark. You really are such a crybaby, Liushi. Jisui! The sudden response startles Liushi. She looks up to see Jisui wearing a resigned smile. You're fine now? Yeah, it's getting a little nosy for naps. Man, you guys just won't give me a break. Noisy? Did you hear it? If not, listen more closely. Surely you can hear it. Following Jisui's words, Liushi quietly closes her eyes. Perhaps because she has been so deeply focused earlier, her auditory module has filtered out all external sounds. But now, Liushi hears it, a faint hum. It's the hymn of the Winged Cavaliers. See the Winged Cavaliers arrive, coming down the mountainside. Shining armor and wings, death from above, make their enemy kneel. Everyone's back? But why? Are there so many more voices? Why don't you take a look yourself? Liushi helps Jisui's newly repaired body up to her feet. Together, they step outside. Greeting the dolls is an unprecedented scene of the night illuminated by flashlights and torches. Hundreds of people, carrying large quantities of weapons, munitions, and supplies, are converging on the Winged Cavalier's outpost. But what's this? Oh! General! Gone! You've awakened from your long slumber. The common folk have grasped. They're ready to bear arms, join the Heroes' Green Army.
Boss, it's all our comrades. They didn't run away. They realized we didn't stand a chance against Pavel outnumbered 15 to 1 back then, so they went around the neighboring towns, delivering speeches and gathered as many like-minded folks as they could. Be it guards from Cliffwatch Town or merchants who had received the Cavalier's help, they all came after hearing what happened to Boss Jisui.
We've got over 140 people now, and more yet to follow. Even the mayor's come. They all said the Cavaliers had always looked after the people of Cliffwatch. Naturally, they couldn't just stand by and watch us disband. Wow, even the mayor! They even brought all the weapons, supplies, and vehicles they could find. Aww. Eh? This many? Yeah. How am I supposed to cook for all of them? Liushi staggers from shock and slumps to the ground alongside Jisui. Before their eyes lies a scene with great hustle and bustle. Not unlike a night market, people from not just Cliffwatch, but also various surrounding settlements, camps, and villages have also gathered here. You know what they say about Yellow Zone residents? They always be packing something, whether a gun or a whole rocket launcher. I always thought that was just a Cliffwatch thing, but it turns out it's like that everywhere. Equipment, supplies, and ammo pile into a small hill in the middle of the outpost. Despite most of it being obsolete, it still serves to hint at Cliffwatch's past as a military facility. The Cavaliers can thus charge into their new gear and new weapons.
There are 30 men with combat experience wishing to fight alongside us.
But to put everyone in danger because of me.
Miss Lucy, this isn't just your friend anymore.
Mr. Mayor.
If Pavel takes over, he'll surely forge closer ties with the conglomerate, considering its relations with the settlements have only deteriorated after the Makosh incident. It won't be long before violence becomes the only way to settle things. Cliffwatch Town isn't exactly the most well-off settlement out there, but thanks to you, it has enjoyed a relatively peaceful time these past years. We've come to appreciate and value that peace more and more. Miss Lucy, you once said that you wish for this place to become a beautiful home, but you also said that you'll leave sooner or later.
Indeed, Mr. Mayor.
Well then, Miss Lucy, do you know what home means?
It means
a place you can always return to at any time for any reason.
I understand now. Thank you. Jisui, Liuchi, Master told me to update you on Pavel and Viola's info. The commander, she's found out what's going on here? Yeah, Master said that she trusts you, you know what to do, and you'll definitely come out on top. Is that so? If that's what the commander said. Upon hearing Phelan's news, a complex expression crosses Liuchi's face. She pauses to reflect, then nods to Jisui. After asking Dushabnaya to help prop up her comrade, she walks into the crowd. Everyone, thank you for risking your lives to stand with us in our darkest hour. The Winged Cavaliers were never about waging wars. The dream we longed for had always been riding our steeds freely, not worrying about warfare, and meeting new friends on the hilltops of Cliffwatch. We want prosperity for all, not just ourselves. Wealth for one is wealth for none. Hence, what we've always shared with our friends, our comrades, our families, the happiness we find us all. We do not take from others, but if someone tries to plunder what belongs to us, or to our companions, we will fight back, not because we want to become as greedy, selfish, and unscrupulous as they are, nor because that is the only way to survive. And now, I've made the call to attack Mr. Pavel's forces, to thwart his plans, and to keep our home safe from anyone who dares to try to lay their hands on it. The crowd erupts in cheers. Liushi organizes the original Cavalier members and the veteran volunteers into corresponding squads while distributing the equipment and supplies as needed.
Boss Jisui, it's meal clock!
What? You want a freshly discharged patient to cook for you? If not you, who else? They even took all we had in the freezer. Are you serious, Pavel? You looted the fridge? Freaking guy! The only thing left is what Boss Liushi made last night. Hey, how dare they? I only messed up the one dish. Anyway, do your best to get some rest. We'll head out in 1 hour. Hearing the thunderous cheers, Liushi smiles and wipes the tears off the corner of her eyes. She turns around and notices Jisui arguing with Dushabnaya about which ingredients to use for cooking, then suddenly asks her, Jisui, do you remember who patched you up? It was Viola. I think I heard her say something to me. What did she say? She said that we can't win. I suppose she meant well. She can't exactly betray her brother, but didn't want us to get hurt either, however. How will we ever know unless we try? Encirclement. The light of the flame dyes the pitch-black mountain path a bloody red. Oh, so ominous sounding. Using the coordinates extracted from Dilu, Pavel and Viola lead all their subordinates, a massive force of sanguineous automatons and various automated bots, deep into the darkness of an abandoned mining tunnel on horseback. Although they encountered Elids along their way, all were torn to shreds the instant they poked their heads out of their wretched holes. Those feeble creatures stood no chance against such a massive force. Pavel is, however, quite pleased by the presence of Elids, since no world exists wherein these creatures could coexist with humanity. The presence of such a horde alone indicates that his objective had likely never been discovered by someone else.
I see. An abandoned mining tunnel marked as hazardous. That would certainly keep but the most suicidal idiots from wandering into here. Hey boss, these horses are incredible. They even come with built-in radiation sensors and emergency evasion systems. They were designed as frontline military hardware. Features like those are given.
No. Rather, those features were specifically added by Big Sis Lucy because she worried about everyone's safety. Even as Dad's magnum opus, they only became such gentle steeds because everyone in the Cavaliers kept testing and improving upon what Dad started.
Viola, I understand that you value loyalty and friendship, but it's time for you to let go of those dolls and the Winged Cavaliers. Even if they did nothing, those two wouldn't last long in today's world, not with that naivety. There are only two things you can put your trust in: family and power.
I don't think so. The family betrays each other so easily. While Pavel is lecturing Viola, the recon team reports back with an update. Several dolls leading a crowd are rapidly approaching from 6 o'clock. Pavel's baffled. He didn't expect Liushi and Jisui to allow these men to charge into what effectively is certain death. After quickly weighing his options, he gives us a hand signal.
Set up an ambush along the outer perimeter. Wipe them out. Don't let anyone inside. Piece of cake, boss. Just don't forget about the overtime pay. Of course, I'll triple the bonus. Whew! I've shot the president for that kind of money. Now get your asses going, rookies! These soundless automatons will take yours from now on. But if combat losses exceed 30%, as per contract, you'll be liable for compensation. So don't expect any bonuses if that happens. It's just a dozen winged cavaliers without their steeds. Relax. We won't get your toys damaged. Indeed, Miss Liushi, you behold more wealth than I'd ever have. But you don't understand how to use humans. More importantly, you don't know when it's time to discard them, and to do so without any hesitation.
They're here! Everyone, fall back behind cover. Yashunaya, Phelan, Jisui, I'm counting on you. No problem. You focus on commanding. The forces of chaos may outnumber us, but the power of courage and friendship are on our side. Hark, for victory shall prevail for the forces of good. Even if we stand to win, the casualties will be severe. The enemy still holds an overwhelming numerical advantage despite reinforcements from Closewatch Town. Miss Liushi, as we discussed earlier, we need to hold position until the airborne beacon arrives. Until then, preventing them from retreating back into the tunnel is all you need to do. Please try drawing as many of Mr. Pavel's men and mechanical units into the open as possible. Especially the soundless machine. The more the better. Ooh! Oh man, Dairy Queen sounds so good. I haven't had a blizzard in so long. Next time I go somewhere with the Dairy Queen, I need to get. Understood. Observing the commander's stratagems has always been a hobby of mine. Now the time has come for me to employ the very same tactics. Before Jisui and I left Griffin, Professor Persica once told me, a certain possibility is blooming within the neural clouds of dolls who once served under the commander like you. Now, it's time to put that possibility to the test. I'm sure everyone can do it. A piece of a rocket just crashed into the moon? Crash though? Dang. And now to fight and drink water. Hydration. I heard something drop in the room next door. I wonder if little bro dropped his phone. And if he did, oops. Bang bang! Intense gunfire tears through the silent night. Muzzle flashes illuminating the dark mountain. With dim crimson glows. Oh, it happens a lot, although it's usually done on purpose so we can study it. Oh, this is only the second time it's happened unintentionally. Huh. Moon gets a new crater though. Despite their boasted numbers and high morale, they lack heavy weaponry, and the absence of their skilled steeds place the Cavaliers in a difficult spot. It's only thanks to Shugnaya's pinpoint marksmanship, Phelan's high-risk hit-and-run maneuvers, and Liushi's deliberate positioning of the humans toward the rear that the frontline even manages to hold. These idiots! Get off the horse if you can't ride! What are you doing? Now's not the time to rant. There are too many Sungus units on the flank. We can't hold on any longer. Don't let them encircle us. The general's under fire. Go under Hancon. Lose the us. Jisui nods and looks at Liushi's squad, currently enduring heavy bombardment from the front. In that moment, Liushi is still trying to draw the enemy fire while covering her comrades, using precise shots to pick off approaching hostiles whenever the opportunity presents. Understood. You two hold the line. The hero will never fail to such paltry Caudus, what are you doing? That's number 3 of the commander's most adorable poses, tearless, as rankly dolls on board the Elmo. Number 3? Wait, what's the poses? What are number 1 and 2? What's the entire list, actually? Perhaps the first time ever, you should not stare at someone else with a look of utter confusion that is usually reserved for when others look at her. Medusa stands fully upright and gazes at the canopy above. Her feet together, both arms raised sky high at an angle. Okay, sky high at an angle. Is she Y posing? Ooh! Yushina watches blankly until a bullet knocks Medusa to the ground, snapping the doll back to her senses with a squeal. Medusa, what are you doing? Testing the signal. The beacon should be here any second now. Dear Nixie, seize the distraction. Didn't I tell you before that you couldn't control those Sangus machines because your clearance level was too low? Why are you bringing that up now? Put me in the pilot seat already. Little Foxy there is about to get overrun. Praise the sun! Feeling's doing fine. You start trusting your comrades more, you know? You're the odd one here, Nixie. After I took over several Sangus machines myself, I realized the problem wasn't that your clearance level was too low, but rather, the designation of sweeper simply does not exist in your database. In other words, they saw you as just another machine running the oldest protocol, nothing more. So strictly speaking, you were never officially part of Sangus Ferry. What? Oh my, Nixie, always rambling about Sangus this and Sangus that. My, how could we let such fervent proclamations be fictitious? Up next, I'm going to directly ingest the existence of Sweeper into their mind. You can do that? With the beacon's massive bandwidth and everyone aboard the Elmo helping out, yes. Don't believe me? Just watch. Having completed her overclocking instantly, Vetusta sends a powerful pulse that every doll present could sense rippling across the battlefield. Suddenly, all machines utilizing Sangus technology freeze in place. Clouds fall out of the sky, while A-guards laying down suppressive fire suddenly stop moving. Following several seconds of uncanny silence, they slowly turn towards Vetusta. In the very moment, Vetusta hands control of the body over the sweeper. Now, my dear Nixie, it's showtime. She lifts her head and sees the Sangus automatons kneeling reverently like subjects before a monarch. Even one of Pavel's mercenaries, being sent tumbling down from his steed and taking a shot to the knee, doesn't elicit a reaction in them. Sweeper steps forward, glances over the kneeling Sangus subjects, and flashes a cryptic smile. Vetusta, you truly know what pleases my heart, though. Fuck! What's wrong with this Sangus very garbage?
Figures. Shouldn't have trusted all the junk to begin with. And these horses. Why is their performance so shit?
What good is performance if you can't use it well?
Ah!
The mercenary hastily draws his pistol, only to be kicked flying at the instant that after Sweeper easily closes the distance. The doll moves like a waltz dancer, effortlessly weaving through the hall of bullets, as she knocks the mercenaries off their steeds one after another. Just as the other mercs attempt to rush into the support, they suddenly find themselves like a fish in a barrel, as the entire Sangus Ferry force has turned their weapons on their former allies. I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is, your head will be rolling immediately should you not surrender.
And the good news?
Sweeper tilts her head and smiles innocently. The good news is, the horsies are pretty cute, so they'll be spared. Yes. Screw the horsies, spare the Umas. More Uma Musume. Confirm. Boss fight. Hunter's cage. What the prey sees as chaos is nothing but the net cast by the predator. After capturing Pavel's subordinates and shutting down most of Sangus automatons using Sweeper's well, the dolls proceed deeper into the mine, flanked by only 2 Aegis units. According to the POWs, Pavel has rarely any guards with him, but there's no telling what trouble he might stir up inside OKB. Ah, one may so easily lose their heads in such a treasonous maze. For that day I say, follow in the hero's steps and turn right at every crossroad. No need for that. I'll keep track. Liushi, permission to open fire the moment we make contact? Open fire. They're enemy now. They also did terrible things to Jusui, didn't they? Yes. General. Liushi, what's wrong? I think she's keeping something to herself. Is it Viola? You face a former comrade on the battlefield. You have to make the order for their lives. It's a choice none ordinary folk can make. However, heed this well. No matter what you choose, Fox Media and I will have your back. Throw Pavel to the umpire and let justice be his arbiter. Justice? There's no such thing in the yellow zones. While I do despise betrayal, had Viola not stepped in, I would have lost all the precious memories I share with everyone. So as long as we can stop them from making further mistakes and get Dilu back, there's no need to worry about my feelings on the matter, Liushi. Humph. That's how you weaklings get trampled over. Someone like that will only come back and backstab you if they're spared. You need to rip out the problem completely, roots and all, if you wish to protect those who follow you. Yeah. I really need to consider how to deal with Mr. Pavel and Viola. Liushi ponders, in the past, whenever bandits were caught, she usually handed them over to a local leader. Punishments differ from place to place, and the yellow zones as a whole have neither time nor resources to waste on humanitarian considerations. Thus, hard labor or execution usually awaits the convicted criminals. And ooh, nice streak. But the actions that Pavel took against the Winged Cavaliers will be a difficult arbitration for the mayor, given both sides' military strength is far greater than that of Cliffwatch Town. Of course, the Winged Cavaliers are undoubtedly the victims. Be it to get back at him, or to rid herself of potential threat, Liushi has every right to shoot Pavel dead on the spot. But could that really be considered justice? Just as Jisui told Jushinaya, justice is an obsolete concept in the yellow zones. There's no agreed upon definition of what justice is, only one's own beliefs. Can I really make the call? Had Jushinaya, Viola, and I not chased after Dilu recklessly, maybe the outpost wouldn't have fallen. How's that even your fault? Pavel was right. I was never trained to be a leader, nor am I too bright when it comes to schemes and myriad manipulations. I've only made this far through sheer luck and imitating what the commander did. Do I really have the right to determine someone else's fate? Liushi. Sorry for spelling such discouraging words at a time like this. Liushi shakes her head, signaling to everyone that she's made up her mind. At the very least, she understands that she shouldn't shake everyone else's resolve at a time like this. But that bewilderment that renders her heart asunder seizes at her feet, and before she realizes, Liushi has fallen behind the group. Suddenly, one of the 2H's units turns toward her and poses a question filled with concern. Feeling lost? Yeah. Liushi answers with her eyes glued to the floor. Who was she even speaking to? She hadn't the mind. For some reason, she found herself unravel upon hearing that voice. Words, feelings, thoughts that she couldn't even muster the courage to speak aloud to her longtime partner Jisui. They all left her lips. I was never a remarkable doll to begin with. I only came to Cliffwatch Town in search of the commander, and only assumed leadership following memories of how she led us back in Griffin. But haven't you done an excellent job so far? Nothing I achieved was particularly special. All I've done this whole time was merely chasing her shadow. Whenever I ran into trouble, I always thought to myself, what would she have done if she were here? That's how I made it this far. But I'm not her after all. I lack composure when faced with despair, so I'll probably never escape my own cowardice. Upsetting, isn't it? Lunasia? Yeah, very upsetting. When I still had the commander to rely on, I never imagined that I would one day struggle with something like this. Liushi turns her gaze to the Aegis beside her, revealing a rare expression of vulnerability. She seems to have completely forgotten this model of Aegis is not even equipped with a neural cloud capable of conversation, which means someone was obviously remote controlling it in order to speak through it. She was beside herself with hesitation, without the mind to even consider such a notion. Indeed, it was insignificance incarnate, in the face of the enthralling comfort she felt reverberating within her neural cloud, then and there. So what did it matter? There's no person on Earth who doesn't struggle with such things. The more one shoulders, the stronger the fear becomes. It's the same for everyone. Even the commander? Liushi sounds a little disgruntled. She doesn't want to hear anything negative about her. Even objective words feel 1,000 times more offensive than insults directed at herself. She stares at the Aegis and gradually registers the unease she should have felt from the get-go. You're? There's no such thing as a decision that's 100% correct. A decision made means an innumerable unmade. Terrifying, no? In such times, finding the right path requires you to rely on others, be it your companions, the information you hold, or even your faith in yourself. Say, imagine, you do not fight back against Pavel. Then this place, the Cliffwatch Town, will become nothing but a factory producing Sangvis war machines. Here, consider another possibility. Kill Pavel. Will it solve the problem? Or will the conglomerate send someone even worse? I guess you're right, Commander. Finally, Liu Shi can feel warm tears welling up in the corners of her eyes. The tunnel had always been a deeply buried anchor securing her neurocloud, a shining beacon that guided her through countless cold nights. It's really you, right? I'm not dreaming, right?
Yeah, it's me. Long time no see.
I'm sorry, Commander. After all this time apart, I wanted to see that I become a dog capable of standing on her own. But now I'm...
No need to apologize, Liu Shi. Listen to me first, alright? I've read a lot about Cliffwatch Town, as well as the Wing Cavalier's every deed. You figured out the proper way to help people in the Yellow Zones before me. You weren't imitating anyone, you found the right path through your own means. That's honestly incredible.
Commander? That's not the case. I still doubt myself all the time.
To be without doubt is folly. It would never be a sign of weakness. In fact, it only goes to show how deeply you treasure your companions. Regrettably, the struggles will always exist.
Commander, have you also struggled with these things?
Don't tell me that you think you're the only one who ever questioned whether you hold the right to dictate the other's fate.
So when you struggled in the past, have I ever served as a source of strength for you?
I can't even begin to count how many times I drew strength from all of you. It's entirely why I'm still moving forward today.
Then, can I count on you to be my strength now?
I will do everything I can.
Liu Shi takes a deep breath. By the time her head is raised again, the confusion that plagued her eyes has all but dissipated, replaced by an unwavering determination. The person who gave her guidance 10 years ago will once more give her a reason not to falter. That's all I need to hear. I believed in myself just as I believed in what my commander said. Despite doubt and fear, determined, we pressed on. Right after the dolls break through the door that Pavel went through earlier, the surrounding space suddenly brightens up. Evidently, Pavel had just restored the power. The dolls gaze upon the vast interior of the former NSU secret facility. Scattered throughout are enormous industrial pieces of equipment, along with the wreckages of sentry robots. Master was right, most of the machinery was sealed away before it could be relocated.
This is child's play compared to the real Sangvis Fairy forges. But I guess it's better than whatever the dog community's got.
Mr. Pavel went through all the trouble to seize D-Lu just to find his place. It's only 40 clicks from Cliffwatch Town. Strange. I'd never heard anyone mention this place. The NSU built a dozen secret sites like this one after WW3. They were to be centralized and protected shelters for operation, R&D, and medical personnel. Those who worked in this one most likely lived in Cliffwatch Town. After the site got abandoned and its original staff reassigned, the empty buildings above were discovered and occupied by vagrant squatters, but I doubt anybody knew about this site by then. Liu Shi and I were baffled when we first arrived at Cliffwatch Town as well. Everyone living there had migrated from elsewhere. No one knew about the town's origins. We just thought the original residents were all killed by elids or bandits. Turned out they just moved out. Liu Shi, I found D-Lu's footprints. They'll be further in.
Alright, stay vigilant, everyone. Mr. Pavel's a formidable opponent.
So don't let your guard down. You saw all subordinates being taken prisoner, and the complete destruction of his corporal-backed Sangvis formation reaches Pavel. Such an overwhelming sense of defeat leaves a searing mark deep in his heart, as if he had been branded. Fortunately, he still has the intoxicating dream of the imminent, promised victory to dull the burning pain from that whiplash. Pavel turns his attention back to the terminal before him. After multiple long-winded restart attempts, he and Viola finally succeed in awakening a decade-old machine from its slumber, restoring most of the factory's functions. During their hasty evacuation, the Soviets left more in OKB Smolin than just the Pegasus and the machinery. There are also several combat mechs that were never completed or couldn't be relocated. Though putting those to use would normally require an operator, Pavel has his own ways of harnessing their power. As such, when Doll's encroaching footsteps echo in the distance, Pavel mounts D-Lu with almost delighted smile. He turns to his younger sister and removes the pendant hanging from his neck.
Viola, take this. I just transferred all the valuable data to this key.
Big brother, this is...
I will win this, but if something happens to me, hand this key over to that person to ensure your safety on account of the intel inside it.
Big brother? Well, let's just leave Big brother. What could be more important than saving Dad?
It's nothing that simple, Viola. That Rurik Gerard, with whom I struck a deal with, is already dead. No one can guarantee that the conglomerate will still honor his promises. And no one can guarantee the data can really buy our old man his freedom either.
But we worked so hard for this.
That is exactly why we cannot let all of our efforts go to waste. OKB Smolin is in much better shape than I expected. The place holds enormous potential. I can easily build the most formidable private military in the Yellow Zones within 5 years if I can control this place. When the time comes, I'll be ready to bargain with anyone I choose. Didn't I say I wanted to be a player, not a pawn? What I'm doing is to seize the dice with my own hands, while leaving you with our last lifeline.
But that means fighting Big Sis Lucy and Jisui to the bitter end.
Then they only have themselves to blame. I raised their lives once, yet they refuse to back down and even chase us all the way here. Same story with Griffin a decade ago. The Griffin Lions used Dad and the others as stepping stones to the heights he enjoys today. The only thing left to us is a factory right in front of our eyes. I will never let Griffin dolls, our enemies, take this place from me. Dad would have agreed with me. I checked earlier. The self-destruct system is still in working order, but there's only one way out, using our key. You must survive, Viola. You're the only person who cannot die today.
You can't either, brother. Why? Why does it have to come to this? Big Sis Lucy and Jisui are good people.
I know you like them, Viola. You're too kind for this world. You won't last long in the Yellow Zones like that. We've already saved enough money. We'll live in a green zone after this.
I don't like those dolls. I just can't live without you.
Don't worry, I'm only saying this so you can understand my resolve. Viola, I'm not going to lose in the very first place. Because not even Miss Lucy knows the true power of this Pegasus.
Sure, Pavel, sure. Griffin Lions is also known as the Earl. He was the voice on the phone call from when we first started the game. Oh. Pavel tilts his head and stares at the approaching dolls. Viola steps forward, shielding Viola behind her. The girl glances at Jisui apologetically before lowering her head.
You know, when I was just a kid, I knew jack about my parents' identities or ideals, but I loved playing games and dreamed of becoming a hero. I got obsessed for a while becoming a military contractor. I thought it was the coolest job ever. It's all about freedom, justice, helping people out, and playing with guns whenever you want.
Sounds like the last part was what mattered most.
It was then that I learned about Griffin. Funnily enough, I always saw you as heroes, even though Griffin's most outstanding units consisted entirely of dolls and their commander. I still found it completely fascinating.
Oh, he was one of the two founders of Griffin and Kruger, and was one of the highest ranking people at the founding of the URNC.
That admiration lasted so long that, even after learning about you driving General Hard to his downfall, I never developed much hatred toward Griffin, even despite my parents being his subordinate. It's just, I never expected that the one standing in my way to still be the same Griffin. Are there really no more heroes left in this world?
Dushavnaya! There's still room for us to talk between us. There's still room for talk between us, Mr. Pavel. I can help save your father.
No, there isn't. I must hand everything over to the conglomerate. Only when they start using the tech discovered in OKB Smolin will my father get his appeal and eventually be released. Besides, while I don't hate your kind, I despise you specifically, Lucy.
Me? This man ain't normal. Who the hell would hate a generous sugar mommy? Well, she's officially a sugar mommy? Yeah, who would hate a generous sugar mommy? How freaking dare you, Pavel? Stupid Pavel.
Because despite possessing all the wealth a man could ever desire, this doll still pursues ideals humanity has long since abandoned.
He's salty. Are there no more heroes? How freaking dare she be so nice? I hate her. Pavel, bonk. And ooh, he initially worked with us to stop Hardeus, but we eventually learned that he didn't want to stop them, and William, he wanted to recruit them to help the URNC acquire the power of the relics. Ew, recruiting. Gosh darn it, dude.
It's as if she's screaming into my ears that the world itself isn't hopeless and doomed, but rather it is I who became scarred, rotten to the core.
But that's not a lie now, is it, Pavel?
If you truly wish to help us, then please just turn around and leave.
I refused to go along with his wishes is a big part of the reason for the deal that we couldn't contact the dolls. Stinky, he's just salty.
You do that, Miss Liushi. I could even beg you, please let me choose my own path.
Unfortunately, Mr. Pavel, I can't go along with it at this time. Your path will only bring misfortune to Cliffwatch Town and make life in the Yellow Zones even more agonizing. If you alone had chosen to walk that path, I would have gladly let you see what awaited at its end. However, there are others with you. As the commander's T-doll, I can't just stand by and watch.
Ah, of course. Of course you say that. No matter how many times people like you will always say that.
I'll defeat you and put a stop to your plan, Mr. Pavel. But that doesn't mean I hate you. There'll be many more like you standing before me and the commander, enemies with their own bitter grievances. I'll defeat every single one of you and keep moving forward, feeling neither hatred nor regret while doing so. Because I won't let people like you dictate who I am. Pavel stares in disbelief at the doll before him. He's become a completely different person than before. Realizing he can no longer shake her resolve, Pavel switches to his other approach.
Pegasus.
The steel seed's eyes glow blood red. Almost simultaneously, the surrounding mechs spring back to life, raising their barrels at the dolls. An aura befitting of the final boss. I'm so hyped! It's not time. Give us cover! I didn't expect Dilu can control more than just the steel steed. Did the military manage to reverse engineer the Sangvis Hive network?
I told you, the Pegasus isn't your average walker. It's got everything a command platform would need. Designed to be issued to elite dolls with full-on command modules, a true force multiplier on the battlefield. Every weapon still operational in this facility is under its command now. And there are quite a few of them. With the Pegasus, I don't need anyone by my side to wage a war.
Just a little longer, Dilu, and we'll bring you home. Those machines may be relics now, but they're still built for warfare. Don't get ahead of yourselves, everyone. Don't you worry. Warmaster and I will simply unleash another combination attack and put an end to all this. Mr. Pavel is taking direct control of all the mechs through Pegasus. The firepower will be overwhelming. Please be careful. I want to keep Dilu. I like Dilu. Ula, there's so much pressure. I expected nothing less of an awakened battle steed. That entrance was truly worthy of the last boss. Mr. Pavel's using Pegasus. I'm taking command of all units' fire control systems. The incoming barrage is going to be very dangerous. Everyone, be careful. Can do. Dilu. I want to keep a Uma. I'll take the Uma board. We can make a nice room. Full-on combat mechs and armored vehicles aren't something rifle bullets can stop. Although they aren't fully stocked with ammunition, a single hit with their main armament is enough to tear any doll's frame into pieces. Despite this being Pavel's first time commanding through Dilu, he's clearly undergone extensive prior training, and his control over her is far from clumsy. How to tame a Uma. Unfortunately, Pavel himself remains the weakest link in his plan despite his efforts. The doll's movement is simply too fast for the human eyesight, reflexes, and input speed, all of which are unquestionably holding Dilu back. Fever is the first to seize the opportunity. She dodges Dilu's suppressive fire and closes on Pavel before bringing down her blade. Although the energy shield briefly blocks her strike, the residual force still tears open Pavel's sleeve, making Dilu scream in panic. As you said, this thing was designed for dolls, as elite Sangvis fairy dolls specifically. Your meat-bag processing speed is nothing but dead weight. Can I teach you how modern warfare works? Oh, come on, Nixie, don't remind him.
Oh, so you're telling me to let Pegasus handle all this? Don't even think about it. I'm more than enough to deal with the likes of you.
More like you don't trust those machines not to hurt your little sister in auto mode, eh? That's right. Autonomous bots don't give a shit about her safety. One straight bullet and she's D-E-A-D. Dead. What's this, Pavel? Afraid that it might happen? Terrified? Aghast even? This girl's definitely reliable. But why does she sound so Sangvis fairy? Hisui climbs atop a hydromech and continuously fires into its vulnerable joints, rendering it immobile. Nobunaga then rips off its main cannon, fires at the autonomous AFB, pursuing Liu Shi, with herself thrown flying by the recoil. Oh wow! At last, we've secured a weapon with real stopping power. What? We're wrapped in my legs. I can't feel them anymore. Yeah? Just know if you dare use my body as a sword again, you won't even find them attached to your body. You just got stuck under some rock. Get yourself out of there. You're by yourself. Taking advantage of Pavel's inattention while controlling the mech, Liu Shi grabs Dilu's reins. However, a doll's strength is no match for a machine renowned for her power, resulting in her being dragged along. Mr. Pavel, stop being so stubborn. You still have a chance to take Viola's hand.
It's not over yet. As long as you're gone.
As if realizing something, Pavel redirects all remaining firepower under his control at Liu Shi. Ironically, this act also exposes the weird sense of trust Pavel has in her. Because no matter what it came down to, the idea that Liu Shi is going to rope Viola into this has never once crossed his mind. In fact, he's almost certain that she will do everything in her power to draw the danger away from his little sister. It's only after inputting the command that this dawns on Pavel. His trust in his enemy has far surpassed his trust in himself. He's like, dang! I like Liu Shi. He realized it. Dilu, halt! Out of ammunition, but still a machine of pure destruction nonetheless, the steel steed lunges forward, sending Liu Shi's body flying some 20-odd meters. Sleeper tries to hold on to its reins as well, only to be thrown aside. Dilu charges recklessly at Liu Shi and lifts her front hooves high in the air. Staring at Liu Shi on the ground from the horseback, Pavel lets out a victorious roar. Brother, no! Liu Shi! Jisui rushes over to Liu Shi, but the scene that follows leaves everyone stunned. The steel steed suddenly freezes, as though it has crashed. Her iron hooves suspend above Liu Shi without ever falling. Dilu's eyes flicker between red and blue, reflecting the struggle in her heart. Aww. Even Dilu loves her. Dilu, do you still recognize me?
Pegasus, impossible! I've access to its base layer. My authority should be absolute.
Dilu isn't just your weapon of war. She's a companion and family too. Liu Shi slowly props herself back up, but acting under Pavel's persistent commands, Dilu ultimately stomps on the now standing doll. Liu Shi could have easily avoided the fall thanks to the doll's reaction speed, but she merely raises her hands to meet the steed's iron hooves. We're here, General! Liu Shi, hold on! Okay. A thunderous thud, but not from Liu Shi's body being crushed under. Her raised arms catch Dilu's legs while Dushunaya, Phelan, and Jisui join in to stop the steed's trample. Pavel notices Dilu's turning blue for longer than usual, all while his control over the remaining combat mechs grows increasingly sluggish.
Viola, you need to leave now!
Realizing his defeat is imminent, Pavel only orders Dilu to break free from the entanglement, sending Sleeper 30 meters up into the ceiling with a powerful kick from her hind legs. With more and more mechs down and destroyed, Liu Shi clings to Dilu's neck tightly. Pavel points a gun at Liu Shi, only for Dilu to defy him, constantly keeping herself in line and refusing to give him a clear shot. In the middle of all the chaos, Pavel glances at Viola to check whether she has escaped from the mess, only to see her running toward the factory terminal and inserting both encryption keys at once. Stop. All this, now! With the interface showing 7 mechs still connected to Pegasus Mark I, Viola practically screams as she slams her fist onto the controls. Almost immediately, the rampaging combat mechs cease their activity.
Viola, what are you doing?
I'm saving my stupid brother! Humph. Don't think I won't spank you later just because of this. Enough, Miss Sweeper. It's alright. She gently strokes Dilu's forehead before lifting her gaze at Pavel. Oh, this song is called A Dance to Death. Dang. Mr. Pavel, you've neither lost nor won, but your war is over. Pavel deserves all the spanking.
Sure looks like it. Whether it's by the ideals we followed, the students and success stories we fostered, or even the masterpieces we poured our hearts and souls into creating, the Smolin family is destined to be betrayed. Even my own little sister had to let me taste what it's like to be betrayed by family.
Pavel lets out a deep sigh as he looks around. Surrounded from every direction by dolls, he can no longer put up any meaningful resistance.
You've won. But I'll have you know that, even as a winner, you can't win everything.
The bewilderment in Pavel's eyes twists into a desperate resolve, stripped of all hope in an instant. He rapidly inputs a command into his terminal. What again? What's the bastard trying to do now? Brother?
Don't worry, it's just the Pegasus Mark I self-destruct protocol. At the very least, the command is engraved into its base layer. A last-ditch failsafe that can never be altered or overruled.
Ooh,
The Samoan family has been crossed way too many times throughout my life. If even my own little sister is going to sell me out, then my father's creation will at least retain its dignity until the very end.
No, what Pegasus is, Dilu is, Vixus Lucy's, and my friend. Beep. Following the command's input, Dilu's core starts emitting a blinding red light, and a piercing alarm echoes throughout. No, Dilu! What Dilu? Aww.
Now move aside.
Now he's decided to end it all. Pavel no longer intends to harm anyone else. He rides Dilu forward, then slides off her back, while the horse continues forward, allowing him to be captured. Jisui, take Viola and Pavel out of here.
What are you doing?
Lucy? Amid everyone's shocked gasps and cries, Lucy shows no sign of intention of letting Dilu go. She charges at Dilu, galloping away, and with all her strength, grabs the reins and leaps into her back. Lucy! Jisui shouts, intent on stopping Lucy, but it's already too late. A blinding white light engulfs everyone's visual sensors, and the dolls can only watch as Lucy is swallowed whole by the radiance. Dilu, you still remember who your master is? Lucy's whisper is completely devoid of her usual gentleness. The commanding authority in it feels so imposing that even Jisui finds it uncanny. Amidst the blinding radiance, Jisui realizes that something within Lucy has just changed. She's still Jisui's best friend and the leader of the Winged Cavaliers, but at the same time, she's no longer the Lucy that she used to be. By the time everyone finally reopens their eyes, they see Dilu turn around, docilely carrying Lucy back. And they see Pavel wearing an expression of utter shock. Viola cries out and rushes to her brother, already kicked to his knees by Sweeper. He dazedly spreads his arms out, open for an embrace, only to be slapped across his face before being kicked in his chin and knocked to the ground by his little sister. Yay! Happy ending! I like how he thought, oh, she's gonna hug me! Nope! Looks like she's had enough of you for a long time. While I understand where Mr. Pavel came from, he was already a member of our family. Even as the creator's son, I can't allow you to harm her. In the familiar chuckle, she slowly glances at Lucy again. Does her best friend even realize what just happened? Seeing the genuine relief and gentle smile on Lucy's face after all the burden has been lifted from her shoulders, Jisui decides that she'll ask another time. At least for now, the Winged Cavaliers have overcome another obstacle, and it's finally time for everyone. Well, time to return. Yay for bonking Pavel! A good job to Sweeper for knocking him down. And thank you, Viola, for bonking him. He needs to be bonked. Portrait. Yesterday, once more, 10 years on, the person who guided her remains the reason she will never waver. Cute. Bonk the Pavel. And now for the end, and then later on I can do all these stages before it ends for real. Linking the fire. After the blizzard has passed, we throw more wood onto the fire and illuminate our glorious future. Glory. And just like that, the incident comes to a rather unexpected conclusion. Although they've just fought a battle of life and death, everyone once again finds hope for the coming future on this festive evening. Now decorated with lanterns and lights, the Winged Cavaliers outpost is warmed by a bonfire burning at its center, driving away the chill of the winter night. In a corner far from a crowd sits a lonely figure, completely out of place for the lively atmosphere. Brother, does it hurt here?
I'm fine. No, my little sister can actually hit that hard. Actually makes me feel relieved.
Viola sits beside Pavel, carefully tending to the wounds on his head. Like he said, most of these injuries were Viola's handiwork. Enraged by her brother's stubbornness, Viola completely lost herself while beating him up. Even Sleeper stepped in to stop her in the end. Sleeper's like, oh gosh, I only meant to spank him. To knock him down and spank him, but look at you, just beating him. Oh, he's turning black and blue. It said that to thank everyone who came to help, Liushi brought every last bit of food and alcohol she could find for this feast.
What a bunch of weirdos.
Brother, you really need to take a good look at yourself. We'd be dead a dozen times over wasn't for their mercy. To point fingers at the victor's kindness will have you see karma's wrath one day.
That's right, you ungrateful prick. I'm still itching to send you and your maker, you know.
Luca's like, let me at him.
Let me have one good punch, one good kick.
And don't think we're over just yet. You even tried to kill our adorable little Dilu after causing all this trouble. Everyone. Approaching the siblings are Viola's former companions along with the dolls who helped resolve the incident. The girl shamefully lowers her head under the two cavaliers' scrutinizing gaze.
Well, count yourself lucky because the boss said... At least for tonight, she hopes everyone can share a meal happily together.
Viola looks gratefully towards Luca and Ivana. She understands perfectly well that she can never return to the Winged Cavaliers again. The fact that they're willing to tolerate her presence at all is overwhelmingly redemptive to her. She covers her eyes and lets tears roll down her face. Looking at her crying sister, Pavel slowly raises a hand, only to helplessly drop it in the end. He then looks at the Cavaliers, whom he saw as enemies, many with injuries far worse than his. This whole day, Pavel has been waiting in the same spot, waiting to see whether someone would come and beat him up. Perhaps even end his life. Yeah, someone did beat him up. Viola! But all that waiting was for nothing. Did he want to be bonged more? He's like, come on, beat me up, you don't even hit me. What, you're not hitting me? Okay.
Thanks.
In that moment, a steaming bowl of dumplings is suddenly held before him. Here you go, O Demon King. Ye who lost, and now found.
Huh? What's this?
Heh. A magical sustenance said to restore friendship once consumed. Following ancient Eastern legends, it bestows one with might to drive away the chill and mend broken bonds. Even fallen souls who succumb to darkness may find a lingering trace of warmth in its deliciousness. So, please enjoy.
What? Who set your dialogue difficulty so high?
Have some, brother. Fixes Lucy save these for us.
After everything I did?
She said, no matter which side somebody's on, nobody deserves to greet the future on an empty stomach. Reflections admitting fault, accepting punishment, all that can wait until after you've eaten. That's the human way of handling things.
I tried to do terrible things and failed. I tried to give up on everything and failed too. I'm just a loser. You don't need to veil my failure with goodwill. But...
Pavel awkwardly accepts the bowl and stares at the dumplings. You better eat them! Do not waste them! Viola gently rests her hand against his shoulder. I don't think wanting to save Dad is wrong, brother. Because Lucy said that the human she admires and respects the most once told her, no wrong method could ever lead to the right path. Let's start over, brother. Let's find a way to save Dad that everyone can be proud of. And let's make our lives a little happier, alright?
Is that... even possible?
Faced with his sister's innocence, Pavel can't help but laugh bitterly. People like Lucy and Jisui are far and few in this world. No one understands better than him just how much darkness and cruelty lurks in the parts of the world that Viola has never seen. He also knows all too well that he himself is part of that cruel world. But in this very moment, he can't help but ask himself, just how many more excuses is he going to make? Having come this far, do he and Viola still have what it takes to walk the right path? Would they even be allowed to tread it? Would they be accepted? Suddenly, Pavel realizes that what he's feeling is hope. A sensation so unbelievably real, just like the tormented flames spreading in his mouth right now. Is it spicy? But, brother, are you okay?
Someone add something to these dumplings.
Must be Dushavnaya's 5 million SHU capsaicin capsules. She said whoever gets those are in for a bright future. Congratulations, brother. Oh, he won the gotcha. Good for him. Why are you crying? Are you okay? Well, wait, don't wipe all your tears, it's not on me. Alright, I get it, brother. You worked hard all this time. Let's start over from the beginning. Watching the scene in the distance unfold, Vetusa opens a fresh page in her diary. Despite all the conflict and struggles, humans and dolls, enemies and friends can still sit together and share food. Is this what reconciliation means to humans? Absolutely fascinating. Ha, by fascinating, you mean letting 2 high-risk subjects free roam the outpost? I'd have the suit locked up ages ago. Though I don't really want to admit it, I kind of agree with Sleeper on this. Liushi, is this really okay? Even if Pavel's behaving himself now, what if he tries to use Dilu to cause a scene again in the future? It's alright, Jisui. I believe that Dilu is no longer a tool for anyone to control at will. Why? Because Dilu managed to disobey her base layer self-destruct command, a decision born from memories, one she somehow made on her own. For the past 10 years, she lived alongside everyone and safeguarded us on her journey. Those memories have since turned into her own will. Just like how the commander granted us freedom through the agreement, which allowed us to break free of the confines imposed on dolls and let us create values beyond our design. I believe that if Mr. Pavel sticks around Dilu a little longer, he'll eventually understand why Dilu changed the way she did. But Liushi, you must have done something to help Dilu break her chains, right? Me? No way, Jisui, you must be seeing things. No, I saw with my own 2 eyes. You clearly... Jisui suddenly cuts herself off after noticing the siblings walking over. Seeing Liushi rise to her feet, she lets out a quiet sigh and walks up to her, or with her. Mr. Pavel, Viola, did you have a good time? If there's anything you want to taste, Jisui will try her best to cook it.
Instead of that, I heard that you're not planning to punish us.
Punish? By punishment, Mr. Pavel, do you mean proper disciplinary actions through legal proceedings and sentencing?
You know what I mean.
Since the incident was entirely between you and the Wing Cavaliers, the mayor gave me the authority to judge. I've discussed this with Jisui. At the end of the day, we're tactical dolls, not lawyer dolls with legal modules, and we're not planning to install any in the near future either. So we don't intend to do anything.
That's just an excuse. Even the two of you have reconciled. Your Cavaliers still have grievances of their own.
Although we're the ones making the decision, we never tell everyone else what they should or shouldn't feel or do. Everyone. But they've all accepted this arrangement nonetheless. At least that's the energy I got from them. Mr. Pavel, you and Viola deceived the Wing Cavaliers out of self-interest, causing major losses and many injuries. That much is a fact. We also learned about the hardships you and Viola endured, and up to this point, no Cavalier has lost their life due to your actions, so everyone has decided not to seek revenge for the grievances against you for now. This is your second chance at life. Please grasp it well. Big Sis Liushi, Big Sis Jisui, I'm sorry. Viola bows her head down before the 2 dolls and starts weeping uncontrollably. I always envied you, resented you, even though I knew it wasn't right. I still took out my pain on you. Everyone in the Cavaliers cared so much about me from the very beginning. Yet Seeing Viola like this, Jisui reaches out and gently pats her on the head. Then make sure to apologize to everyone too, okay? Yes, I definitely will. I'll do my best to redeem myself. Watching his sister with a convoluted expression, Pavel realizes the doll's gazes have shifted toward him. He smiles awkwardly, then nods at the 2 dolls.
I hope to go back with Viola after accepting your arrangement. Even without the conglomerate's help, recovering materials related to my father from OKB Smolin would still result in potent evidence. I'll find a way to fight for our father's exoneration. Then we'll move somewhere else and live the rest of our days peacefully.
Sure, Pavel. That sounds like a good plan. As she goes on, Yushi passes a black bundle to Pavel.
This is
travel expenses, as well as documents prepared for you by our acquaintances from Griffin. According to the commander's brilliant and beautiful friend currently vacationing aboard the Elmo, Dr. Smolin's case involved high-ranking officials within the URNC. OKB Smolin was but one small, inconvenient chapter further past for 3 of them. A past that they'd rather keep hidden.
What? I know you're incredibly rich, but how could you even possibly gain access to intel of the upper ranks of the URNC?
That's just the extent of our commander's influence.
How terrifying this individual known as the Tomato Empress must be.
Heh. Still known as the Tomato Empress, Emperor, Tomato King, the Tomato Empire. Besides, there's also a business card inside the package. Among her former comrades, one has become an extremely successful lawyer. That card belongs to her. She has yet to lose a single case to this day. Wow, how nice. And good old Dandelion. You can go find her if you need any help.
A former Griffin doll who gained freedom became a lawyer? Hard to believe the commander of yours was willing to let such a competent doll go free.
That's the commander's charm. That's something you people could ever imitate.
While I don't plan to continue as an underground broker, I also don't like owing too many favors.
Pavel retrieves 2 intertwined pendants from his pocket and hands them to Jisui.
Our parents left these for Viola and me, each representing their respective access authorities. Together, they unlock everything within OKB Smolin. You can retrieve all the data you need with them, including activation codes for the production lines. Consider this my repayment for your referral and travel funds, I guess.
Are you sure? Aren't these what Viola treasured the most? That's exactly why I want to trust into you, Big Sis. Brother and I have already decided to start over. Even without these, family's still family. If they could make the Wing Cavaliers' lives just a little easier, I feel better about myself too.
Oh, there's this too.
Pavel hands another item to Liushi, a booklet. The doll frowns up after receiving it. These numbers are...
All intel and ledgers that I've amassed over the years in the Yellow Zones. Included inside are details on the conglomerate's spooks embedded throughout the various settlements, as well as hidden weapons, cache locations. Everything that I've accomplished as an underground broker, along with the plans and secrets currently being carried out by the conglomerate.
Wait a minute. Are these extremely sensitive materials?
I initially kept it for Viola, in case the conglomerate no longer needed me, hoping that they'd be worried about the information getting leaked. But now, these hand these over to the Tomato Empress for me. They should help her understand how the conglomerate controls the Yellow Zone.
Commander.
I don't know what she's really trying to accomplish, nor whether she'll succeed, but many of the things recorded in this booklet will easily get people killed. If you don't like the sound of that, feel free to discard it.
Understood. Then on behalf of the commander, I shall thank you for providing her with invaluable information and supplies. But couldn't you hand it to her personally?
I would definitely pay her a visit if I were to keep operating as a broker. Right now, I need to take care of my father first. Once everything's settled, I'll find time to do that. Alright, that marks an end of my business here in the Yellow Zones.
Pavel bows his head at the 2 dolls. Unlike when facing the mighty head honcho of the Gerard group, the scene makes him feel at ease, and almost too comfortable. But after lifting his head again, he makes another request that leaves Liushi slightly troubled.
Pegasus was the name my late father gave her. Although Dilu sounds nice too, would you mind calling her by that name as well, if only occasionally?
Ah, that could be the name now. First name Dilu, last name Pegasus. Okay. And then, Liushi's jaw dropped right then and there. There and then, she said that she spent 3 whole nights coming up with a name. That's nonsense, I did not! It's well past midnight, and most others are fast asleep. But for some reason, the 2 leaders of the Wing Cavaliers are gathered around the bonfire, wearing radiant smiles, together with an Aegis that doesn't even have a neurocloud. How fine, Commander, using a body like this to infiltrate our party.
Hey, I was just using it to make video calls. I should have logged out by now, but Dandelion insisted she wanted to see the good food you lot were having.
So you're banning us? Well, don't go, Commander. I'll buy you anything you want.
That's not what I meant. Also, I think Liushi's drunk. Please take care of her for me, Shisui.
It was a big day. Come drink with us, would ya? We even got dumplings. Here, sing ah.
I just told you, it's a video call. It's just a video call. Wait, you got drunk too?
Delicious. Munch, munch, crunch, crunch.
You both worked hard this time.
We want to stand the same battlefield as you. We can't remain as our old selves. For the past 10 years, Jisui and I have always dreamed of the day that we could fight alongside you again. And that feeling hasn't changed in the slightest. Commander, we worked super hard. Please, that's all you want. Don't hold back. Especially Liushi. She's changed a lot. She's got to be the Griffin doll who's grown the most over the years. Jisui too. She's my one and only best friend. Even though we'd very much like to join you on board the Elmo immediately, the Wing Cavaliers and Cliffwatch Town still need us around, if only for a while longer. I look at the dolls around me and tilt the machine's camera up and down as a subtle for nodding.
There's no need to rush. We're walking the same path, so sooner or later we'll meet again. Until then, you can come aboard the Elmo anytime you want, and we'll make up for the 10 years we weren't able to spend together. Being able to share such a moment with you is already the greatest reward I could have asked for.
And Commander, there's one more thing we'd like to seek your guidance on. A solemn expression suddenly appears on Liu Shi's otherwise gentle and slightly dazed face, and I immediately catch on to the true intention behind this call.
OKB Smolin, right?
Yeah, we've had some internal disagreements. Some want to seal it away for good immediately, while others think we should investigate it first before planning our next steps. How do you think we should proceed, Commander?
I see.
I do not answer immediately, given I've already pondered on that myself. A fully preserved and operational arms manufacturing plant of this scale shouldn't exist in a yellow zone. If the URNC catches wind of something holding such arms manufacturing capabilities, Cliffwatch Town and Liu Shi's winged cavaliers would be embroiled in major turmoil, so sealing it away would certainly be the best course of action. On the other hand, the yellow zone's future does not look very optimistic. Even without Pavel's whistleblowing, Dandelion and Level's intel has already shed light on the many meticulously planned conspiracies the conglomerate has been orchestrating from within the URNC. Thus, there may come a time when the people of the Yellow Zones will need the hidden potential buried within OKB Smolin.
Let me read through Pavel's notes first. I don't want to make a decision before I've put together what he has to offer with my own understanding of the Yellow Zone's status quo. However, the facility is indeed extremely critical. Do everything in your power to maintain secrecy. At the same time, try investigating it thoroughly to ensure that there is no hidden risks.
Understood. At that moment, the Cavaliers' cheers suddenly erupt from the distant plaza.
Bosses! You've got 10 seconds before the fireworks show starts.
It's Wing Cavaliers' custom fireworks. Look, everyone! General, Khan, what are you doing over there? It's more fun with everyone around. If only Master was here too, that'd be wonderful. Ah. That Stungus machine. Isn't that... Here we go, Commander, Liu Shi, let's move! Hell yeah, acquired a weapons factory, the Tomato King's power grows. All for the kingdom, the Tomato Kingdom. Right, Commander, come with us.
I appreciate the effort.
The two dolls whom I finally reunited with lift me and carry me toward the crowd. What was this image? After the countdown ends, Luca and Ivana light the fuses together. Whoosh! Bang! The fireworks scream into the night sky before exploding brilliantly above Cliffwatch Town. The multicolored bursts illuminate the entire valley, casting a radiant glow across every upturned face. Beneath the dazzling fireworks, the girls all firmly believe their reunion is just around the corner. And when the day comes, it'll surely be a beautiful day filled with warm sunlight. Beep! Task Force Defy. Communication number 789. Requesting connection. Go ahead. Regarding the upcoming Red Zone surveillance mission, Wobestine and I have confirmed the proceedings. We have no objections to the mission details. Our current hardware may limit operational efficiency. Is backup authorized? Who would you like to request? Her infiltration operation is nearing its conclusion. Feasibility for withdrawing early and prioritizing this mission instead. Sorry, request denied. Reason being? We can't pull out now precisely because the operation is entering its final stage. You understand her better than I do. Should the mission fail because of this, she'd become extremely troublesome to deal with, wouldn't she? Indeed. However, I do have another suitable candidate. She also happens to be an old friend of yours. No need to worry about her combat capability. You should be able to work great together. If that's the arrangement, then I have no objections. Oh, she's referencing the last living member of Defy, AK-12. Additionally, arriving along with the backup personnel will be a shipment of supplies. Supplies? Is it protective equipment for the red zones? Not entirely. Considering the protracted tracking nature of this mission, a batch of lightweight wear has been prepared for emergencies. Lightweight wear? Costume? Skins? Although the reduced fabric coverage means they provide less protection than tactical suits, they become far more practical when infiltration into certain sensitive environments is necessary. Alas, violence can't solve every problem. In any case, you understand once you get your hands on them. What outfits are they getting? Sure. The style of the clothing doesn't matter. As long as it ensures the mission goes Smoothly proceeds. I won't object. Alpha really is as pragmatic as ever. Please remain on standby. I'll connect you to your new comrade next. Best of luck with the operation. Dang, what a teaser. So, ooh, outfits, huh? That's gonna be fun. Less coverage, huh? Now I'm debating if I want to go straight into Corposant or straight into the next event. Decisions. Because I could just do the next event and then go to Corposant. Or part of Corposant. Or Corposant Part 1, then the event. And then afterwards, Corposant Part 2. So, Decisions. I have some time though until like next week to decide, pretty much. So no fear, no pain. I just gotta collect all my pieces. Just in time. Caught up for this event anyways. I still gotta do Corposant. Corposant part 1.5. That's gonna be fun. Yay! I didn't complete all the mini games yet. I still gotta do sumo. If I want that other outfit anyways. I mean, I might not ever use it because I like the swimsuit outfit the most. It's the funniest thing ever. Like that, I'm happy with. That one's the best. Maybe I could be good and go for the other thing though. Like, aw, whales. If not, at least I gotta get these pieces because summons! So many summons! I wanna go for sections! I'm guaranteed at this point because I lost a 50-50, so I'm not too worried. There's so much you have to put off until today, understandable. I feel you so much. Heck, I still gotta farm a little bit more inside of Arknights. I don't think the event ended just yet, and if it did, oops. I already bought the main things, but I didn't buy out the entire store, so that's my bad. That's entirely on me for being lazy, because I can just put auto run. Oh well. If there's still time for that, I'll be good. If there's not time for that, then I've learned my lesson. Or did I? After this, maybe I'll drink some tea. I still didn't try the tea that my friend sent me. She's been waiting for me to tell her how good the tea from London is. I can quickly make a cup of Earl Grey. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll be good. So, oh my goodness, some tea time before Kamen Rider. And then also just farming in the background. So, off for now. With that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of the day and for gacha luck. May the gacha gods be kind. Because, oh my goodness, so many good batters in game. All fear, all pain. But yeah, I'll make some tea now, so see you guys later. Bye bye. I hope the tea's good. No, if it's not good, I don't know what I tell my friend. Do I tell her like, do I sugarcoat a little bit because it's a gift? Or do I just be blunt? Like, but no, I'm pretty sure it tastes good. And if anything, it could just be a skill issue on my part. I don't have like, the proper brewing techniques. Because I'm bad. I just use my hot water dispenser. And then put tea bag. Or tea leaves. And then go... and add some cold water so I can drink it quickly. So I don't properly brew things.